be it. As Ms.Blue has shared with the world, it's all about frequency. If you feel it, show it. If you want it, grow it. If you believe it, know it. It's all about frequency. If you dream it, live it. Live it. If you receive it, give it. Nothing's missing, I'm it. It's all about frequency. In the past I thought I lost it, but the truth was always near. Every scar became a teacher. Every fall just brought me here. Now I'm rising with the healing. Every light inside of me, not becoming what I'm chasing. I am the frequency. You feel it, show it. Show it. If you want it, grow it. Grow it. If you leave it, know it. Know. All about frequency. Ask the question, how is this possible? The answer subtle, synchronicities audible. Keys unlocking, belief expanding. Frame by frame, new life commanding. No chase, no match, I embody the key. The light I own unlocks destiny. Raise my vibration, reality shifts. Every dream I desire already exists. Nothing's coming to me, no, no. Already here. When I raise my vibration, the vision is clear. Vision is clear. If you want it, grow it. If you leave it, know it. Believe it. It's all about frequency. If you dream it, live it. If you receive it, give it. Nothing's missing, I'm it. It's all about frequency.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. We gotta stop it. We gotta stop it. Just all about frequency. Wanted to keep going. Peace and greetings to everyone. Welcome on in. I want to greet you with high, as in higher insight. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It is me, Miss Blue. And listen, I have something very, very special for us tonight that we're going to be diving into. We're going to be really connecting in real time, doing a real time feel report. And we're going to be talking about what's going on right now, like what's happening. And by the way, you guys, let me know what part of the world, what city, what state, what country, what continent you're checking in from. So you can represent, and we can definitely see who's in the building tonight. We have some very special guests that is going to be joining us. Not new to our collective here, not new to us, but definitely very special Indeed. And we're going to have a very, very needed conversation that we're going to be doing tonight. I see Baltimore is in the building. Want to give a big shout out. Louisiana is in the building. Florida is here. Toronto, Canada is in the building. You guys are definitely representing from all over, which is a beautiful thing. Kansas City. Kansas is in the building. Bethlehem, PA. Ooh, it sounds cold. That sounds cold. All right. We got Jacksonville, Florida in the building. The coast of California is in the building. London is in the house. Georgia is in the house. Huntsville, Alabama is in the building. We have the goddess Rainwater checking in, representing Brooklyn in the building. My born city in the building, more of Canada checking in. How are you all feeling? How are you doing? And as you can guess, and I'm sure many of you have, it's some weird things going on right now. And that's what we're going to talk about as well, especially those of you in Chicago, North Carolina, anywhere along the eastern seaboard, Hartford, Connecticut, all of you guys, Cincinnati, Ohio, right there. Many of us, if you are in the Americas, you are preparing yourself for this storm that is coming through. That is coming through at this particular time. And we got Austin in the building representing. Good to see you. Talking drums in the building. Welcome on in. South Carolina in the building. So good to see you guys. So listen, I'm not going to be long-winded with our opening tonight because we got a lot that we want to talk about. The weather. We're going to talk about the infrastructure. And we're also going to be talking about the United States, solar activity, and why the collective atmosphere feels a little heavy, a little amplified. And this is what I want you to do if you've been feeling this as well, because this energy has been coming in for some weeks now. But if you've been feeling this, I want you to put something in the chat. I don't know, put it, I feel it, so that we know that you've been feeling it as well, because this energy is coming in. And for those of you in New York and New Jersey, Boston, all of these different areas, from around the world. This is one of the ways that we can actually check in because we have so many soul family members that live all over the world, and you guys are really the pulse so that we can really check in to see what is not being said, what they are not covering, what they are not telling you. And so we're going to look at this from many different angles. And I have a guest here. I almost want to scream. I'm so excited. But that's okay. I'm going to contain myself, but we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful share here tonight. And really, like I said, we're going to be talking on that. And we're going to be doing this two ways. Some of the things that you hear is going to be facts. Okay. Things that you can actually verify. And when I say verify, I'm talking about there's written documentation, there are patterns, there are different things that you can look around in your physical environment and you can see. But we're also going to be giving it to you in a way in intuition, through your multi-sensory abilities, which is what many of us are picking up right at this particular time. And so we'll be sharing intuitive things with you. These will be things that you can feel. And we're living in a world right now, in a time right now, where both of these things matter. No longer can we just be fact based, and no longer can we only just rely on our intuition. We must bring them both together. You understand? They have to come together. And so that's what we're going to be doing here. But I want to welcome all the visionary collectives in the building. Let's go ahead and get those likes up so we can let everybody know that we are live here. That we are live. I'm coming live on Thursday because there's a good chance, not because of weather, but by design, we may not have power tomorrow. Not because of the weather, but by design. And I want you to understand that we are living in designer times. So if you felt yourself being called to pick up something a little designer, it's because it's in the atmosphere. We are living in times that are being designed. And one of the best things you can do is design your life. All right. You need to design your own life. That's a part of your blueprint, is to be a designer in your own life. Okay. All right. So, with that being said, how are you feeling? How are you doing? How are you feeling? I want to do this. I do want to give a shout out to everybody in the Dream Makers 12-week class. Wow, we are on week 3. And yeah, so shouts out to all the dream makers in the building. Let me go ahead and ring the bell for all the dream makers in the building. Shouts out to all the dream makers in the building doing some very, very powerful work. And later this month, on the 28th, we will kick off. I think this is our what, first, second, third, fourth, maybe our 4th or 5th season of the Futuristic Activation 2026. And so many of you are signing up for that. Both of these classes, by the way, are still open. You know, we're going to be tapping into multisensory abilities, building sort of that blueprint around our sovereign spiritual gifts in the futuristic activation class. So many of you guys are signing up for that as we speak. And just want to send you so much love. We're going to be kicking that off on the 28th. And so super excited about that. I want to welcome everyone in. If you are new here and this is your very first time, let me be the first to say welcome. Welcome on in, and definitely let us know so the visionary collectives in the building can definitely show you some love and welcome you on in. So, we're also going to be joined by very special guests, which many of you may be very familiar with our guests that are joining us here tonight. We will have joining me the Sister DRA. Um, Incredible Sister DRA. And many of you may know her. I've been a guest on her platform and also her soul earth partner, as I call it, the brother Dream Wise as well. But they're going to be joining me. She's going to be joining me here tonight as well. And I'm super excited. And one of her missions in life, which is so powerful, is helping you heal your relationship with yourself to heal your relationship with others. And that right there deserves some extra sparkles. She really, really focuses on the area of where spirituality meets, right? And infusing it in a way that you really, really can thrive within your life. And so you'll get a chance if this is your first time meeting her. You definitely will understand why this sister is on here with me tonight. Incredible the work that she's doing in the world and have been doing when it comes to bridging that gap between spirituality and healing in such a profound and a very, very unique way. Now, something else unique is happening here right now. And I don't know if any of you may know this, but we are both coming from Texas. And I need you to make a note to self for that, because this is going to be significant in the upcoming years about what is happening, what is going on in the world, and how Texas is going to play a major role in what's going down on the planet at this particular time. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. There'll be some other places around the world, but these are some of the predictions that were made way before this lifetime of you and I and many others here about what's getting ready to go down on the planet. We are entering into a whole new epoch. Okay. That other stuff. Okay. We are closing out and we are coming into a whole new epoch. We are stepping into the golden age, right? We're on the bridge. I almost wanted to break out in a rap, but I ain't going to do that. Y'all know that song about the bridge, right? Y'all know that song, right? But we are definitely in that time, and this is what we're going to be talking about. We're really going to be addressing some of the things that need to be talked about right now because, baby, it is cold outside. And if it's not cold outside, it's about to get cold outside. So we're going to be talking about those things as well as it becomes with the readiness. And I want you all to understand that this readiness that we're about to embark on, for those of you, because I recognize right now, no matter where you are in the world, you could be in Spain, you could be in China, you could be in Russia, you can be in Europe, you could be in the UK. And I want you to understand that what is getting ready to happen in America, we no longer have isolated incidents. We are becoming galactic universal citizens. And so what happens here affects us here. Okay. Remember the butterfly effect. All of these things are going to be coming together. And so this is a readiness test, a readiness test, but it's a different kind of test because you don't just get to, you know, remember when you were in school? I used to hate the days when they would ring the alarm and do the fire alarm. You had to leave, you had to go outside, and you had to stand outside, especially when it was cold or raining or really extremely hot. This is what this is. It's a readiness test, a readiness test that is going down. But this test, there is a grade. There is going to be a grade. You're going to get a grade with this test. You understand? Yeah. The fire drills. Exactly. That's what it's called, Brittany, a fire drill. But this is a readiness test because we are entering into another 250-year cycle. Okay. And this is what no one is telling you. It's not written in stone. It's not. It's not written in stone. It can change at any given moment. And so we're here to help you ground this information, come out of the fear a little bit, and step into the readiness of it. We are becoming sovereign beings. And so this is time for us. You know, we've been in training. Many of us here, we've been in training for decades. It's time to get activated. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring on the Sister DRA, and I'm just so excited to have her joining me here tonight. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring the Sister DRA up.
Listen, before we get started, I have to ring the bell for you. We are ringing the bell for you for
Oh, thank
always
you.
answering the call, for
Mm.
always showing up, for, oh my goodness, for being your divine, magical self, and for all about frequency because the song was vibing. I didn't even want it to stop. So
Oh,
we're ringing the bell for you, sis.
oh,
We're ringing the
thank
bell for
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, of
Thank you.
course.
It is a pleasure and an honor to have you here. I want to give you a few moments and just kind of let you introduce yourself to those who may not know you and reintroduce yourself to those who do know you, because many do. And let them know a little bit about yourself and just the work that you're doing so they can hear it straight from you. Yeah.
Yes, listen, Ms. Blue, first of all, the entire beginning part of this conversation felt like you were introducing me or reintroducing me to the family. I am Desiree DRA Wise, spiritual healing coach, and I help women to heal, connect, and serve by healing their relationship with themselves. And so, as you kept on using the words the bridge and bridging the gap, literally over the past few weeks, the bridge has been repeating in my mind. And what I'm realizing about myself is I am a bridge for women and men who are coming out of religion. They're starting to get deeper into their spirituality, and they're really wanting to know God for themselves. They're wanting to experience the magic of the divine for themselves. I'm creating a safe space for them to do that. And so when you were saying the bridge, it was further confirmation of the work that I'm here to do. I am also most notably known for being the wife and life partner of Brother Dream Wise, who is my love. We do this magical work together. We are like the only couple that is online on YouTube talking about spirituality in the way that we do. And so that is my love, that is my partner. Most of you have come to know me through him. And yes, I'm a mom of four, a coach, and an intuitive healer, oracle, all the things. So I'm so glad to be here. I'm so excited about this conversation. I feel like I haven't been able to go live on my own channel because Spirit has been saving and savoring all of that energy for right now. So I thank you for having me, Ms. Blue. I thank you to everybody that is already in our community, the Sacred Sister Circle, for supporting here today. And I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Yes, powerful, powerful. Well, thank you so
Yes.
much. And what a beautiful way to come on and just share. I'm trying to think how long have we been connected? Because it kind of goes
Wow.
back for a minute.
It's been some time. So Dream and I have been listening to you since Blog Talk Radio, right? Like literally, we have been a part of the Blue Room. Like if I go downstairs, I have apparel. Like I have the sweatshirt that is just like this.
Yes.
I mean, I have Planet Remix t-shirts. I mean, we have been you know, really appreciating your work for the longest. But I
Yeah.
would say like 2020, that's when we started to connect
Yes.
on, in this type of way.
Yeah.
And it's been the Clubhouse days when
Yeah.
Clubhouse first got started, which, it seems like it disappeared. It came and gone as, so fast.
Yeah.
But we started building around that time.
Yeah, yeah, powerful, and it's just
Yeah.
been so beautiful, and I really love the work that you and your husband are doing together. You know how I feel about it. I've been a guest on you guys'
Yes.
platform as well, and, it's something that is so needed to see, right, in this world, not just from a distance, but you
Yeah.
guys are bringing it very much up close. And like you said, in a way that there's not many people in this community that
Wow.
is doing it with the longevity that you 2 have maintained with the children and the babies and the family. I remember just kind of
Yes.
for maybe the last 2 babies, kind of
Yes.
seeing them come
Yes.
in and just kind of feeling that energy and just thinking, "Wow, this is what is needed." It is so needed, your presence, your
Ring
energy.
the alarm. I
Yes.
do not mean to interrupt you, but it's
No.
nine
Do it.
eleven.
Do
You
it.
see that 9/11? That's ring the alarm, okay? This is a state of emergency.
See, yes.
Now, why that is so deep is because also while you were talking earlier, I
Mhm.
was remembering since the winter solstice, I've been seeing 9/11, 9/11,
Yeah.
9/11. I'm like,
Mm.
okay, we're in a state of emergency spiritually,
Yeah.
right? And this is one of those things that is in a state of emergency.
Yes.
Having healthy connections, having healthy relationships, building the family and creating
Yes.
something that leaves legacy.
Yes.
We are in a state of emergency for
Yes.
that.
Yes. So
So,
true. So true.
yeah.
Wow. Absolutely love it. Love it. If you guys are loving this conversation, one of the things we're going to encourage you to do is to definitely, screenshot it or invite somebody to come over, and if you feel called, hit that like button because, interesting enough, we are at about 249 people in chat and we will be going through this 250-year cycle
Wow.
as we speak, speaking of the numbers, the energy, and just things here. Matter of fact, the time that we've been online is 25 minutes and counting,
Mhm.
so, we're right in that cosmic energy. But even before we go cosmic, because we're going to go cosmic, we can't help it, right? We are going to go practical because
Mhm.
preparedness is a form of love. And this is so true. And right now, I want you all to know that Texas and many other parts of the eastern seaboard in the United States is dealing with some serious weather risk at this
Mhm.
particular time. Ice, freezing rains, they're talking, dangerous wind chills, potential power outages, right? I'm going to say, go ahead and say the power is going to go out. It is. The locals reporting that the utility storm updates are already warning about the icing that's
Yes.
coming and the outages that's going to be happening. I think I read that actually in the Houston Chronicles,
Mhm.
and I'm going to say what my spirit really just keeps showing me. This is a readiness test. It's a
Mhm.
readiness test. You understand? To sharpen you because we are in an era where weather events are more disruptive and systems are going to get stressed faster. You understand? And so, how can I say it? We have to learn how to be more strategic and smarter on how we make moves during this time. And so these are some of the things that me and DRA are going to be talking to you all about and from many different perspectives. So one of the things I'm going to tell you, if the power goes out, here's a checklist. All right. I want you to understand that this is going to be key. And I know DRA is going to speak about this even more. Carbon monoxide safety. Put that at the
Mhm.
top of your list because I've been hearing people saying, I'm getting a generator. I'm going to be doing this. Even if you have a candle, understand if you do not have ventilation going on with too many candles, that still can put you at risk, not only for hazard, but also for carbon monoxide. You understand? So if the power goes out, your risk isn't just being cold. Get a
Mhm.
lot of blankets, prepare yourself. But I'm gonna let you, D-Ray, kind of speak to that a little bit, and we'll just kind of go through some of these things to give you all some insight on things to just kind of stay ready with. Yeah.
Absolutely. You definitely want to make sure you have candles, tea light candles, even. Work. It's really about just being mindful and being present. This is going to be very important. Your mindfulness and your presence is where you will be receiving the insight on how it is that you're meant to move, right? But in a practical sense, definitely making sure that you have your candles, your canned goods, non perishable items. These are essentials that we should keep in our home, not just rush to the store. When these emergencies are happening, we want to be prepared for this in advance. So, for example, our family, we have a whole cabinet that is full of canned goods that we keep stocked up. And so every time we go grocery shopping, we put a little bit away and put a little bit away. And so now, once this storm is coming, we just had to grab a few things in order to feel supported and and to be prepared. So that's super important. Number one, to preparing yourself, as you go shopping, not just in these moments where it's time and everybody's in the store. Is that something that you do as well, Ms. Blue?
Oh, absolutely. And you hit on some very, very key things. I want to say this. I want to also add this in with when we think about carbon monoxide. No indoor grills.
Mm.
See, a lot of people trying to grill indoors. Please don't do that. All right. No generators in the garage. You understand? You have to do these things in a way. No running the car to warm up in a closed space. If you have the car in the garage, open the garage so you can get the ventilation and these things going. This is so powerful. You hear these stories about carbon monoxide,
Mm.
people, passing away from carbon monoxide so much because you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. And if you don't have a carbon monoxide detector, then there's
Yes.
no way that you can tell. And if you have children,
Mm.
babies, and their sleep, they're more sensitive than you are. So you have to be mindful if you see your child and they seem extra droggy.
Woozy. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead. You can speak to
So
that.
yes, a few things. One, be mindful of using your stove as a heater. Because this is what people do. They'll turn on their stove, their gas range, and that's what they'll use to insulate or make the home warm. This is something that you want to avoid doing, right? That's how those dangerous carbon monoxide accidents, things like that happen, okay? Because you'll have that heat on and then fall asleep. You don't want to do that, right? I know that's probably something you've seen done in the past or whatever, but we got to stay safe. That's a major thing that we want to make sure that we do not do. Also, you can start to smell gas, right? Or carbon monoxide when it's releasing. It smells like egg. Rotten egg smell. That is how you know that there is some gas happening somewhere. You need to open up some doors, let the windows up, things like that, and air it out if you smell that.
Yeah. So powerful. And yes, candles are fine, but it's not a set it and forget it. You have
Mhm.
to remember to keep candles away from curtains and windows. Kids and pets, if you have dogs and cats and things like that, you want to put it in something stable, and if you're sleepy, you need to go ahead and blow it out, you
Mhm.
know. And, let's talk about heat and water. We talked a little bit about different things. The stove thing is so classic because we see it so much. Like you
Yeah.
said, people just think cut the stove on, you know, if you have power, because there may be cases where you have gas, but
Mhm.
you don't have light. And you think, let's just cut the stove on to stay warm. But you definitely need to make sure you're mindful of that, right? So if you have a safe heat source, keep one room as the warm zone.
Mm.
So wherever that room is, preferably maybe one of the smaller rooms in the house. Don't try to
Yes.
heat the whole living room, right? You want to get into the warm zone and you want to close the doors, bring the blankets in there and really just kind of get that place already set up. Put extra blankets if there's a door, like an external door that is there. You want to put blankets and things around there to do that to conserve your body heat. And
Mhm.
another way that you can conserve your body heat, if you are in a situation where
Cuddle
you,
up.
you just freezing, strip down, butt naked, take all your clothes off, and your body heat will keep you warmer. Yes, believe it or not,
Mm.
that's an emergency. I don't want nobody out here using that, as a thirst trap. Let's get warm, But that is a way if you are in an emergency situation. And if you have to travel somewhere, you want to take blankets, flashlights,
Mm.
candles, take source of food. You want to take that with you. Keep a backpack with important papers, a little bit of cash. Put that in the backpack. Put some essentials in there, especially if you have children and
Mm.
pets that's
Mm.
going to be traveling with you. Make a list if anyone you have that has any kind of medication or any kind of dietary needs. You're going to need to have that stuff with you. We're telling you now because in the midst of it, you're not going to remember it. You're just not. You're not going to remember. So, this is why we're doing this. not just for now, but you guys can save
Yes.
this show and come back to it. So we talked about the medication. Count your dosage. This is the
Mhm.
time. If there is someone in a need of some sort of assistance, whether that be traditional medicine or any kind of supplements or anything that really just allow them to function better, count your dosage. You
Mhm.
understand? Make sure if you need something to be refrigerated, if you have a child and your children, certain children's foods and things that they eat, think about that, you
Right.
know? Yeah. Mhm. Or if someone is on some sort of breathing, like receive an oxygen tank. I have a relative right now. She has um, I can't think of what she has, but she has a breathing, where it helps her breathe. And so
Right.
these are the things that she has to start prepping
Thinking
herself
about
for.
them.
Yeah, because if the power goes out, she needs that source. And you can buy those little banks. Think about
Portable.
portable
Yeah.
banks. You can get them
Mhm.
from Walmart. You can get them from like AutoZone and places like that. You want to have you that because your phone is your lifeline. It is not just so you can call people and get directions. That's your lifeline because there's a way to communicate even when all of the systems, if they go down and you don't have communication, that phone can still be that lifeline for you. You talked about food, which is DRA, so important. Self stable foods is what you
Yes.
want. The canned goods, the little packets that you zip open and you can just eat. You understand? Make sure you have a manual can opener
Mm. That's so.
because
Listen.
last time all I had was electrical can opener.
That's where that little portable power socket thing come in,
Yeah.
plug it in and get that going like that. But this is a very good point.
Yes, you want to make sure that you have a can opener and enough water for everyone in the family.
Mhm.
Water is going to be essential. And if you have a baby, of course, formula, diapers, all of that, wipes, all of that. And one that I think people don't often think about is cash. Have some cash, low bills, ones, fives, tens, a few 20s, but you want to have low bills and you want to have you some cash. Because if the systems go down and you need to get something, many things are going to say we are only taking cash.
This is
And
true.
you need to have some cash. Documents. Like I told you guys, most of us, I know me, I don't remember numbers. I don't remember addresses. It's in my phone.
Mhm.
Write them down because if you cannot get to it, the last thing in the world you want to say is, let me think about my mama's address. What's my sister's phone number? I know it's something. No, that's not the time for that. You need these phone numbers so that you can have this information in there. Because when your phone dies, your memory becomes the infrastructure. And quiet as it's cat, that's a little shaky. I don't know about for the rest of y'all. I got a few numbers I can kind of spit off the dome, but most of them, I don't know them by heart.
Mhm.
You understand? I do not know them by heart. The other thing, check on your neighbors, check on the elder, our
Mhm.
elders, okay? Check on the person who lives alone, whether they're young, college student, whoever. If you know someone lives next door in your neighbor, check on them. Mhm. All right.
Absolutely. And
Mm.
it's funny enough, this just earlier today, I had my kids practicing memorizing our phone numbers, right? You can think of it as a game. And even for yourself, you can think of it
Mhm.
as a game for memorizing those important people's telephone numbers that you need to be able to get in contact with, right? That's how we do that. We need
Yes.
to, practice. And this is kind of the dangerous part about how the world is evolving, that we're no longer self-reliant.
Yeah.
We have so much support from everything outside of ourselves. So
That's so
the
true.
readiness test is the perfect words for it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. And so transportation, listen, if there is ice, I lived in Europe and black ice ain't no joke. They call it black ice for a reason because you can't tell that the road is icy. You understand? It just looks like it's a little brighter depending on when you see the black ice. And one thing about ice, it doesn't care if you're a good driver or not.
Mm.
So bridges and overpasses freeze when these things are happening. And if you don't have to travel, simple, don't. If you don't have to go out, don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay? Yeah. Mhm. So, I'm going to talk to you a little bit intuitively because me and D-Ray was talking about this prior to the show, how we both were picking up things that was happening even before the news told you this storm or whatever was coming, and that there were some things. So I'm going to let you go ahead and speak first and share some of the things that you've been picking up, intuitively, just of what's happening and what's going on.
As you were talking about Texas at the very beginning, my face started to tingle a little bit. And what came to mind, or what Spirit had given me, was that Texas is being the face of certain operations or the face of certain things that is happening right now, which is why we have so much growth and expansion happening as far as AI and Tesla and all of these things out in Austin. So Texas is very special in that regard, which is why if you're here, really take heed to the things that we're talking about. Uh-oh. Really take heed to the things that we're talking about in order to protect yourself. What I've also been feeling is that we are all in a very deep healing phase where spiritually parts of our past, we're actually rewriting the story. And so many of us are feeling this. I told this story a few weeks ago about how spirit made me revisit an old neighborhood, an old place that I used to live. I had to face that in this 10-year in order to align with the new manifestations that we are bringing forward. So, a lot of the fear, a lot of the anxiety, a lot of the chaos that is being felt is really an invitation to rewrite the past, to set ourselves on a new path in this new 10-year. And so that's the energy that I've been picking up on, Ms. Blue. Um, and I think we are remembering our power right now, holistically. Look who just came and joined us. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Hey, Ms. Blue.
Hello, hello.
You got space?
Hey, Dream.
Hey, hey, how's it going?
Good, good. And since you're here, I think this is a perfect time that you can share what you've been picking up. Just what you've been picking up, what you've been noticing about the time that we're in. We're talking about the weather here. That's just going to be an anchor moment for us. I believe later a push thought. But there's so much more that's happening right now. You want to share what you have been noticing and picking up at this time?
It was interesting. You said something earlier about uh, looking after the elder or looking after, the people that are home alone. And my mama stay at home by herself. So the first thing I did yesterday when I found out all the information was call her, make sure she was prepared. And you know what I'm saying? You always want to look into that aspect of your parents, your family members that stay by themselves, because that's the real um, love that we have. Like D Ray's grandma, she turned 80 today. Today, yeah. Magical enough. And the first thing I said to her was, "Hey, take her out. Let's get her." Because you know what I'm saying? She basically stayed by herself because um her her daughter is, always on the road or whatever and of that nature.
Mhm.
So
it's important for us to look out for them people that are by themselves.
Yes.
Last year, it was so cold.
Whew.
You know what I mean? And our family members, through the ice, through the
Mm,
sleet, through all of it, they by themselves, because they stayed one deep in an apartment or whatever. Came to our house and we played board games, dominoes.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? And we just had
yeah.
a good time. So I think more than anything, just being around loved ones during this time is going to be very, very powerful. That connection, that vibe that you're going to feel, that love that you'll feel is going to be huge for the family.
Yeah.
And you know, in these opportunities, these moments, you know, we don't want to be afraid or scared or anything like that. It just actually brings us together. It actually brings us a time to actually get to talk to our people and them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sometimes we
Mm.
don't talk to them until it's an emergency, until the
It's
funeral happens. It's like, man,
yeah, yeah. So true though. You're right. You're absolutely right. And something powerful to do. I love that the family came together. Like in my case, I don't really have family in Texas. You
mm,
understand? So really my community, my neighbors, we're family. We check on each other, they check on me, vice versa. And we have some elders too to check on them to see is it anything that you guys need? If I always go to the store to check on them, these things are going to be important and really where we're going to be moving towards, whether that be your birth family coming together or your soul family coming together to check on one another, which
that's
is
a
one of
fact.
the reasons why we're all here right now having this conversation. It's out of this care, because
Yes.
we need to have this conversation just so everybody can reset, not to be in fear of it. Because personally, I think that this is just going to be a test. We're
Right.
going through a master reset. And, I know you guys all know this, but when you go through it's different when you reset something, like you may reset your password. Yeah, every 6 months. Sometimes you go to a site, they'll tell you you have to reset your password. When you do a master reset, the whole entire system resets. That means whatever you had stored there, whatever you had, like you were saying, D-Ray, you went back to a house where
Yeah.
you were at and just to revisit it. That
Yeah.
was your master reset.
This is so that's what I'm saying to
Yeah.
you.
A master reset. You went through a master reset. And many of you guys are doing that. The truth is, and Dream, I'm sure he'll come back. I hope
He
so.
will. He will. The kids are down there yelling.
Oh,
So
so, you know, many of you guys, one of my sessions I do is the visionary session. And in this visionary session, when I'm drawing out the energy and looking at the person's blueprint from their Akashic records, I can see points in their life from birth
mm,
where they decided, contemplated, or thought about turning their blueprint in. Yeah, turning it in, like literally saying, okay, here you go.
too
I'm done.
much. Too
I'm
much.
done. I'm done. I don't want to see this.
What
So,
did I agree to?
right, right. So I knew that everyone who got this session from me was at the point of turning in their blueprints again. But this time, D Ray, they understood I can change it. May not know how, but I can change my blueprint. This is where the world is with this master blueprint. They are turning in the blueprint. Most of the focus that we will hear historically is on America. Because if you think about America was founded in what, 1775, you add the 2,500 years based on some patterns. And don't get me wrong, patterns play a role. They play a significant role because this whole dynamic of what we call reality in life is a pattern.
Yes.
The goal is how can you ride the waves of the pattern and also create new patterns within the wave. That's what I call riding the cosmic waves. You're riding the cosmic waves, you're in the pattern, but you
Mhm.
see an opportunity to create a new pattern. And that's
Yes.
the sovereignty. When you become the sovereign being, you realize I don't have to keep riding these damn waves. I can create a different wave. So
Facts.
this is where the world is. Master reset. That's not just America.
Mm-hmm.
History will tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you intuitively, it's not just America. This is the whole world. You understand? The whole world is going through this master reset. And I truly, truly, based on my downloads, know that Texas is going to play a significant role in
Mm-hmm.
how that goes. And this is a test. Not that it's not going to be real, not that we may not even have some casualties in it, but this is
Mm-hmm.
just the test. The big one,
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
you know how they say JT coming, JT
Uh-huh.
coming, it's
Yeah.
coming, but it's not here, but it's
Mhm.
on the way. So, how we fare through this, it's
Okay.
not so much about what the weather does, but what the
Mm-hmm.
people do.
Yes.
You
Yep.
understand? It's not going to be about what anything outside happens, whether it's the government, whether it's the weather. It's going to be what the people do. And if we have enough conscious people who are holding the grid in a certain
Mm-hmm.
frequency,
Mm-hmm.
then we can shift ourselves deeper into this golden age. Because after this great fall,
Mm-hmm.
we are official. You know how I'm gonna give you an example, Dream and D-Ray. You know how a business opens and the business says, yeah, we're open, we're open, we're open, but we're gonna do our ribbon cutting next month.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So are you open or are you not? See, they kind of testing it out with the we open, but it's not official until we do the ribbon cutting.
Mhm.
So that's where the world is. This is okay. Yeah, we got this storm coming. These things that's happened, but it ain't official. It's not official. It's not official yet. This we just testing it out, and then we gonna have that ribbon cutting ceremony. And when that ribbon cutting ceremony happens,
Mm-hmm.
that's when we gonna know. Oh, we no longer in Kansas.
Wow. So
Some
you know,
somebody put soft launch.
so
Yes.
a soft launch, that's real. Look,
Funny.
so we've been prepping and priming for it because we're talking about is community building,
Yes.
which is what's so necessary, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about, right? And so what I just saw online today, ICE, and it's no coincidence that the ICE people and ICE coming,
Yes.
this is all aligned, right?
Mhm.
So I just saw a video today where ICE was walking through a neighborhood, going to go gather some people up, I guess. Everybody in the neighborhood had already agreed that when they see ICE coming, they're going to ring their car alarms.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to press the button.
Wow.
So one ICE officer came, they started pressing the button. The more ICE people came, the more all of these car alarms start going off.
Wow.
So
Wow.
this is what we are
Yeah.
developing and creating.
Wow. Yes.
That's the sovereignty,
That's the
right?
sovereignty.
That's
Yeah.
the sovereignty that we are, looking
Yeah.
at. And so it is a beautiful process. And like you said, it's going to boil down to the spirit was already telling me this earlier as I was driving to get here. What we're talking about is our ability to hold sacred space.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We are. And space is going to become the anchor, not just for the world, but the anchor for the collective, you know, where everything is so open. We got open AI, everything is open source.
Mm-hmm.
People are looking for a way to come back in.
Yes.
Come back in. You understand? And, the more of us that we can build safe spaces. You remember after school program they used to have where you could the after school program would tell you, and businesses would have them little cards saying this is a safe zone. So if something
Mhm.
happens when you're walking home from school, run in one of the safe spots.
Yeah.
That's it is a cosmic above ground railroad. Like we had the underground railroad, we will have these sacred spaces, ground roads. And just like Ida B. Wells wrote the Red Records, and in the Red Records, she documented where these safe zones were, her. And how come I can't think of my girls' names? I'm getting ready to
Harriet.
Harriet Tubman. I don't know why I can't remember. Harriet Tubman knew these places where to travel where they were safe zones. And
Mhm.
this is a lot of what's getting ready to happen. So remember, history doesn't necessarily repeat itself. At this point, history can't repeat itself. If you are unaware, you will repeat history, not because it has to be repeated, but because you have the unconscious awareness that you don't have the option not to repeat history. So,
Mm.
even though it's important that we understand these patterns from history, it is
Mhm.
not going to go down the same. I promise you. It's
Mm,
not.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, that's good,
Mhm.
Ms. Blue. I think a big aspect of it is people's emotions and their emotional intelligence, because black people, or just melanated people in general, we like to fight and we like to argue about stuff that's
Yeah.
not important at all. And I think one of the aspects of us becoming interconnected web of people that can intuitively speak to each other or just see each other and say, hey, look, hey, we got some things to do, right? I think it's going to be important for us to get our emotions in
Mhm.
check.
Yes.
And
Very important.
that's a
Yeah.
huge thing when you even think about ice. Ice is what? Solid,
Yeah.
and it's still frozen. So during this particular time, it's time to sit still, get
Yes.
silent,
Yes.
and fall into love with yourself, because
Yeah.
then you'll see the love in other people.
Yeah, you will. You'll see the love in other people and you will be able to recognize love when you see it
Right,
and
Mhm.
exactly.
know the opposite
Right.
because so much of what's driving the emotions is all fake.
Mm. Mhm.
And it's really to get you in a place so you feel the need to
Mhm.
either react,
Right.
right? Or retreat so far that you start secluding yourself.
Mm.
And that's where you're going to see it's one of the biggest divides that I've seen where people either get to the point where they say, "Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't, I just don't know what I just don't know what any of it is." That's sort of a denial, like I don't trust myself. I don't feel safe enough within myself, within my intuition, within my own God knowing to even make any kind of statement, whether it be for me or whether it be for what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing, or what I think is happening. You
Yeah.
understand? And that
Mhm.
causes a great divide there, a big, great divide.
Yeah, it's tough because you keep on seeing different aspects of the TV programming or social media give us this
Narrative.
don't trust, yeah, the narrative of, this person's cheating, this person's going to do you wrong, this person's going to hurt you. So
Yes.
now our programming, or the stereotype ritual that happened to us, is creating this fight, but we see other communities work together. Like
Yes.
they don't even got to know each other. They don't even got to like each other.
Right.
And hey, I see you Jews. Okay, bet.
Right.
Caucasian, whatever, Hispanic, especially the Spanish community, is a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Both of our neighbors are Islamic, Muslim brothers, and I see them talk to each other all the time, and they
Yeah.
be building on a whole nother level of genius. You know what I mean? Ramadan is coming up, so they have
Yeah.
these secret meetings that a lot of us, we can't really get with. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
one of our neighbors, they have like 12 people living in their home. The
Wow.
grandma, the grandpa, the
It's
younger
so true.
adults, kids, right?
Mhm.
Us, shoot, I wish my mama would come stay with me, boy. What? You see what I'm saying? So it's like we got it
Yes,
backwards, but
we
during
do.
this time, I think it is important for us to come together and open up our homes and find a space to just say, okay, we probably don't see eye to eye, but let's love on each other for this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so necessary too, and it's a very, strong point. A lot of it is conditioning, I think, I know.
Yeah. Hmm.
Some of it has to do with past lives, and some of it has to do with the call of really sovereignty within us, you know? And that's the importance of knowing yourself because when you know who you are, you don't feel threatened.
Right.
You understand? You
Right.
don't feel so threatened. And from us culturally of having long lines of
Hmm.
ancestors who have gone through a lot of pain, a
Hmm.
lot of hurt, a lot of betrayal, a lot of brainwashing. You
Yes.
understand? A lot
Mhm.
of that because this is a long lineage, regardless of where you come from, that lineage is a part of your blueprint. That is
Mhm.
just it's like that it's just like the music being turned down very low on the radio playing in the background.
Yes.
You can hear it. It's there. It's unconscious to how you're behaving and how you're acting. And
Right.
sometimes it seems like when someone looks like you, that is the person you can never forgive when they have done something to you. You don't
Mhm.
have heart space for them no more. And a lot of that is because we don't have heart space for ourselves. So if I
Yeah.
can't ever forgive myself, then you know if you do something to me, oh baby, it's on for life.
Yeah.
I'm never going to forgive you. And the
Right.
reason I can say that wholeheartedly is because I don't forgive myself. And so it really
Mhm.
shows the pain that so many people are living in and they're living with unconsciously some and consciously others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? You know?
But I think that's why this
Mhm.
master reset is happening,
Oh yeah.
right? Like I said, for me, I had to relive some of the most traumatic moments of my life where I'm pretty sure if you looked at my Akashic record, I was like, I don't want this. Okay, I
Right,
didn't remember
right.
this. But I think that's the rewiring and the
It is.
rewriting of the story that is happening so that we can feel safe to be who we're called to be,
That's
so
right.
that we can know our role in our sovereign community,
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
right?
Mhm.
Us rewriting those stories, resetting that is the thing that is setting us free to create the spaces that we're meant to create,
Yes,
Right.
yes,
right?
You have to
yes.
look in the mirror and say, I love you.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yes,
Absolutely. Look
yes.
yourself in the eye and say, I love you. So
I
then
love
your
you.
heart chakra can start to heal from that wounded child space. And then, do stuff that actually benefits loving on yourself more and more. You feel me? You got to
Yeah.
forgive yourself for different things you did in the past. Shadow work has to be done. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
these things are important for you to see God in others. Because
Yeah.
if you're God, you'll be able to see God in others, and
Yeah.
that's an important aspect. You can't just you know get wrong the homeless man because you're looking at this thing from a value level. This thing is about love for everybody because everybody God.
That's right. That's right. Very
Mhm.
Miss
powerful.
Blue, I have a question for you, even though I know you have your whole thing over there.
Mhm.
So, how do you feel like the ancestors are coming through right now to support this master reset?
Mhm.
Because as you've been talking, dots are connecting to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing my grandfather's spirit come through.
Mhm.
I'm seeing my uncle's spirit come through. I'm
Yes,
seeing a lot of ancestral support from our families really anchoring in this readiness, this
yes.
transformation, this sovereignty. So, what are you picking up on with that?
Yeah. Well, I know you guys know I'm all about love. That's my whole thing, the whole love.
Yeah,
The
appreciate that.
ancestors are coming through to do exactly what you said earlier, D Ray. They're holding the sacred space. They're holding the space. Now, one of the things I will tell you in doing this work, and as much as I have been in it and connecting with the ancestors, speaking with the ancestors, talking with them, they are really learning from what we are doing here. And so they don't need to be fixed. They don't. You understand? Free will is the greatest will everywhere. Doesn't matter where it is, it's the greatest. But what they are hoping for is that we carry this thing forward in a way, in a time where their soul groups did not come to do that work. And this
Ah,
is why so many people are feeling called to it in such a profound way. I must admit, most I don't think personally got it right, but they were trying to do something to say, we got to do something with this.
yeah.
And so no longer do I hear, and I'm so glad, the blame of the ancestors. I'm hearing the call of the ancestors. You
Exactly.
understand? They are holding the space. They are holding the space because one thing they gave us was not just their pain, it wasn't just their sorrow. They gave us their gifts. I did a whole workshop on this. They gave us their gifts that they couldn't activate during their particular time. And so this is a lineage that has been passed on to us as well, to understand that not only is our ancestors giving us this, but we are the ancestors. You
That's
understand? We
good.
are
That's good.
also the ancestors, the same blood that ran through your great, 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 great grandmother and grandfather is the same blood that is running through you. And
Mhm.
one thing about blood, it carries knowledge, it carries wisdom, and it carries information. It carries that. And when you activate it at a certain level,
Mhm.
this is how you move the legacy of the family, of the bloodline forward. And so many people think they're here to break a curse. You're not breaking, there was no curse. You are getting
Mm.
out of the patterns that was there, and you are creating new patterns, new waves, new insight, new routes. So the generations after can see that there's many different routes that they can take that have been paved for them by their ancestors, by the ones who have came before them. And so that is
Absolutely.
what I'm seeing. The ancestors are showing up. Yes, they give us guidance, particularly when it comes to relationships. So our ancestors will help us with our immediate relationships and how we deal with family issues. This is
Mm.
what the ancestors' powers are. Your spirit guides, angels, gods, and goddesses, those are the ones that help you with your quest in life, what you feel you're
Mm.
being called to do, to be, to share, to understand, to give to the world. You know, those are what the spirit guides are helping you with. And these are the things that really all of us right now can understand, that we have the support of the ancestors. They're not here to make a decision for you. They're not here to tell you what to do, but they are here to hold space so that you can be the sovereign being and begin to move yourself forward and to do these things that you're feeling called to do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ms. Blue. I know you used to interview Jewel Poker.
Mm,
She got this book called
mm.
Straight from the Heart. Um,
Oh.
and she talked about the blood and how the blood is so important and everything that you're saying. And
Mhm,
she was dropping in it and just dealing with karma,
mhm,
uh, you know, different dormant energies that you have in your body. So everybody, this is a fire book, and
mhm.
essentially, Jules, she came through in the aspect of uh, um, falling back in love with yourself straight from the heart.
I
Very
haven't
good.
seen that, but that is that new from her, or is
Nah,
it
this
from
is
her?
this is a while ago. Yeah, this is
Yeah. Yeah, so it is, like I said, so much work has been done up
mhm,
until this point about how we can become sovereign, and
Mhm.
mhm,
that's the quest. We have no excuse at this time. Like,
Right.
the ceiling has been cracked. We done broke the glass ceiling.
Right.
Anything is possible. We are living in a time where everything is possible. I don't care what it is, it's
Mhm.
possible. And great teachers like the Dr. Jewel Pookrum and many others, Queen Afua, who I studied up under as well. And so many teachers, men and women who have come along, Brother Bobby Hemmett, of course, they all have had their ways of showing us, teaching us. And as we continue to go forward, you, Dream, and you, D-Ray, you guys have your work. You have your way of giving us a way so we can understand that there are so many different ways and so much information and ways that we can really get this understanding that if you want it, there is
Mhm.
no excuse. No
Yeah.
excuse in the world
Yeah.
why you cannot have it. But
Mhm.
self-love, hands down. You can have 99 problems, but self what love should never be one. Never.
Ooh,
Because that's
yes.
gonna solve all your other 99 problems. I have seen that
Yes.
myself and made it the foundation of my work. Self-love is that's the new shadow work. It's self-love. No
Right.
longer do we have to go in the dark and be afraid and destroy ourselves to build ourselves back up. That's the
Mm,
Yes,
whole
because
quest. Mhm.
you'll kind of drop the you'll drop the external energy that you have for people that they might have said something wrong to you, or y'all might have gotten an argument, and it won't be that big of a deal. You know what I mean? We
That's
hold
right.
on to so much petty stuff that
Mhm.
we don't never get to embrace the embrace our people. You feel
That's
me?
right.
So it's
That's right.
like, y- that's one of the biggest things I see in melanated people. Everybody's trying to fight, and I'm in the big house and that kind of energy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And
that that is unfortunate that it's still going on. I know
mm,
for me, I've made a decision a long time ago that those are not people I'm interested in having a connection with.
right,
you know? Um, and no shade, no foul if that's how they want to live because everybody gets to do it their way. But I'm not
mm,
interested in those kinds of connections, those places, you know? And it's unfortunate, for some because they are missing out on a greater part of this experience that we call life and living. You
right.
understand when you can bring so much love and you can feel the freedom within yourself. Forgiveness really isn't about the other person anyway, it's about
Right.
yourself.
Exactly.
I'm not telling you because just because someone looks like you, it doesn't mean they mean you well. And I know you
mm,
guys know that as well too. I'm sure
Right.
everybody here knows that. And so I greet everyone. You know how they have the bindi in
mm,
Africa and they have the bindi in India? That is a reminder that I'm not really listening to you. Not
mm,
what you're saying out your mouth. I'm not even really looking at what you're doing.
Hmm.
I'm not doing that. I am picking up on your frequency, your energy. I'm intuitively connecting with you. And if that connection is real, then
Facts.
that's how we connect. And that's how I greet people through energy. I
wow.
don't see them because we are all flawed to some degree through someone else's eyes. You
Mm,
understand? What may be a flaw in my eye may not be anything to you, and vice versa. What I may consider to be a flaw, you may consider to be nothing. But what
mm,
you may consider to be a flaw, I may think that's not a big deal. So when we can rise above right and wrong and
mm,
understand that we are, using our higher mind to look
mm,
at the whole picture, because this is what moving into the golden age is about in the age of Aquarius. We are looking out for the collective. It's not just what I personally want. If I only did what I wanted, I
You heard
mean,
you heard what happened to Alanya Van Zant, Miss Blue?
mm-mm.
what happened to
She,
you now?
What
she
happened?
her daughter transitioned. Another daughter transitioned,
Oh,
and
another recently?
yeah, recently, and her son doesn't want her at the funeral. Alanya Van Zant at the funeral.
Mm,
So
That's her
the
grandson.
grandson doesn't want grandma at the funeral.
Wow.
because I guess they had some kind of bad blood. But Alanya Van Zandt came out and said, "Hey, I'll respect his wishes. I'm gonna make my peace with my daughter the way I do it."
Yes.
And I thought it was just messed up that whatever he see, especially with Alanya, she's a healer, a spiritualist too,
I understand. We
and
have
for her to
titles.
be in a fight with
Yeah,
her grandson is
it can
absolutely
happen.
amazing.
It
Yeah.
can happen, a very unfortunate situation,
Hmm.
um, or maybe not,
Hmm.
because we don't know the details
Right.
of
Right.
what it is. You understand? But we are speaking from ourselves personally. And if I
Hmm.
had to look at that from myself, from my own children
Hmm.
personally, that would be devastating. You
Right.
you you understand? I know that Ayana Van Zant has done enough of this work that she has the foundation to understand the bigger picture. It doesn't make it easier, I promise you.
Hmm.
I've been in some pretty tough situations myself. It doesn't make it easier because you know what is right. You
Mm.
understand? Because everything that happens in our world, we are participating at some degree. And one of the things I learned from Brother Bobby Hemmett, and this is aside from what we're talking about, this is just us here collectively,
Hmm.
is that there comes a time that every teacher, and we're all teachers and students,
Hmm.
you have to live your own lesson you're teaching.
Hmm. Hmm.
The only way around that is to be fully present and conscious within what you're teaching, what you're walking, what you're speaking, what you're feeling, what you're knowing. That's the only way around it. Most of us, no matter how conscious we are, how aware we are, what I teach you, what I share with you
Hmm.
can be very different in contrast to what is actually happening within my own consciousness and the evolution of my soul and what my soul came here to experience.
Mm.
It can be very, very different.
Hmm.
And as a teacher myself, I hold that in deep and high regards
Hmm.
because I've seen it so much in our conscious community, so much that who is before you and who is really before you
Hmm.
is very contradiction, a big
Oh man,
contradiction within
yeah, I
itself.
see it.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Me and brother
And
Yosef was just talking about that today.
yeah, and the
Uh,
reason
Yeah.
for that, I personally feel, is because we're all growing. And
Yeah.
we're all learning. You understand? It doesn't mean that you do this work when it's perfect. And if anyone is here is holding on to something saying, I'm going to wait till I get perfect. Well, good luck with that. Because you got many lifetimes to go. And I don't even know if you'll ever get to, quote unquote, the perfect status. You
mm,
understand? But we are getting to a learning status. And so through that learning status, you understand about compassion, and it turns into something deeper than the Webster's dictionary of compassion. Compassion
Mm.
is a compass. How are you moving? How are you feeling? How are you reacting? How are you connecting? And what paths are you choosing to go down? And where are you choosing to not go back to? Because some things in this lifetime are being presented so you can know who you're not just know who you are. And that's what I feel a lot of the conscious community. It's not about just having this open heart and just forgiving everyone and just, we gonna kumbaya and you over there trying to stab me in the back every time I turn around. No, 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 no. Some things are being presented because the challenge is, do you really know who you are? Or are you
Mm.
just pretending?
mhm. Yeah, that's good, Miss Blue. That's
You
good. I
know?
think a big part of it is the action, like putting in the actual work, because the only way you get rid, well, for me anyway,
Mhm.
as I see it, the only way I can really speak about it is me doing it. I see a lot of people, they talk about different aspects of things or conspiracy theories and that stuff of that nature, but there's
Mhm.
no uh, growth or evolution in them changing and transforming and just becoming their better version of themselves. So,
Mhm.
that is an interesting factor in this quote unquote conscious community thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very much so, you know? So we're all learning, we're
Yeah.
growing,
Yeah.
hopefully evolving. But even that is a choice. You don't have to evolve. You don't have to grow. You ain't got to do nothing if you don't want to. And you're
Yeah.
not going to be punished. You're not going to be sent to hell. None of that is going to happen to you. None of
Right.
it. You
Right.
understand? And to me, that's a bigger responsibility.
Mm.
You understand? At least at one part in our lives, we thought, "Ooh, we better be good because if you ain't good, you're gonna have to be forced to come back here and do this all over again." Oh, no one's gonna force you to come back. You
Hmm.
you understand? One of my quotes I put up on Instagram, it was, let me see if I can remember it. It was like, "You don't have to do what's right,
Hmm.
but you get a chance to do what's right. You ain't
Mm.
got to." But here's the thing, you get a chance to do what's right because
Mm.
that's the real karma. Karma is not something outside of yourself. Karma is just a pattern. I live
Mm.
with karma every single day and it's beautiful. You
Mm.
understand? But if you're living with karma and it's unconscious of your actions, of your deeds and how it affected this person and that person and sometimes we don't know.
Mm.
You understand? We're being what we like to call our authentic selves and don't realize, there was a time I was being my authentic self very early on. I was pissing off a whole lot of people.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
you you
Yeah.
understand?
Hmm.
I was just being me. I'm like, well, I mean, what do you want?
That's actually a beautiful thing, you
You
know.
you want yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
that be,
Pissing
hey,
them off. I still piss
mhm,
people off a lot,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because
Because you know what it is irritating their souls so much that they got to do something about it.
yes.
So since they feel that energy, they need to be able to challenge. Okay, why do I feel envious or jealousy towards Miss
Mhm.
Blue? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So now they got to challenge that aspect that keeps on coming back to listen or check in and say, what is she talking? What is that? You know what I mean? That whole feeling.
Mhm.
And as they challenge that, they'll start to understand that the opposite polarity was you as an angel all along.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
That's true.
sometimes you know what it is? I just wake them up to understand that I'm too much like who they know they are. You understand?
Yes.
I am too much like they know they are, but they're not being. And so that challenges people, especially when it comes to the feminine template. I think I piss sisters off more than brothers. I mean,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't really have too many problems out of brothers. Not real
Uh-huh,
brothers anyway,
uh-huh,
but
mhm.
no shade, no cap. But y'all know
Right.
what I'm saying. Not real brothers. I don't really have a problem with them. But you all
Mm.
understand what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
a lot about what's happening right now is we're learning how to grow up. That's why I always say we're growing up on planet Earth. We are really growing up. Now, we were playing around growing up 10, 20 years ago. We growing up for real. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice to grow up. You don't. And
Yeah.
Brother King Simon is in the building. Welcome on in. Good to see you, Brother Simon. You
Mhm.
understand? We
Hey.
don't have a choice
Mm.
but to grow up.
Right.
In a world where it's hard to tell what is real and what is
Mhm.
fake. 3 years ago, I told everybody, y'all need to get prepped. Because if you're not using your intuition, it's going to be a rough ride. And I'm
Oh yeah.
talking about a DMX rough ride. You're going to be a rough ride.
Not a DMX
Yeah,
one.
you're going to
That's
be a
rough,
rough
rough.
rider. Yeah, you're going to be a real rough rider. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
it's
I
not going
don't.
to go easy.
There's
Mm-mm.
no other way but to pay attention to your signs and symbols and synchronicities in this world because essentially it's your GPS, it's your
Mhm.
guiding star, it's your map. And I
Mhm.
think that's something that I pride myself on is the ability to see my symbols based off of me slowing down the brain, slowing down the
Mhm.
human. You get what I'm saying? So then I just get into this kind of flow state to where I can see things. And, I ask other people, you see that? You see that? I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm just like that crazy person out here.
Right.
So,
Well, I was going to ask you that, and both of
mhm,
you guys can answer the question, but how do you deal with, and I say this because there are many brothers who do this work. I'll speak to Dream first.
Mhm.
mhm,
And a lot of times it is logic based, just
Mm.
facts, logic, facts. You're one of the very few that I know that toggle between the real unseen world, the higher states of consciousness, the intuitive aspect. And you
mhm,
just kind of gave us, like a little bit, like a little peek in your world about how you slow things down and just kind of see it. But how do you really balance that out within your teachings, within your work, and
Mhm.
within the things that you do? Because it comes off so matter of fact for you. You know what I mean? Like you
mhm.
Yeah.
just, you
No,
just said it.
I think it's just part. I think it's just part of the. I think it's just part of the who we supposed to be. You know what I mean? Kind of like um, our higher self is us. So truly and honestly, if we just, what I mean, try to go through that level of consciousness, essentially everything will start to open up. Our awareness, our cerebral intelligence will start to happen, and we'll just start to just pay attention to things. You know what I mean? I think a
Mhm,
lot of times the coincidences be thrown off on the wayside because they feel like the bad negative experience that might have came from it or something one
mhm,
time when they trusted the coincidence is a bad thing, but they don't understand that sometimes you got to go through pain to get to the goal.
mhm,
So
mhm.
pain is not a bad thing, it's just part of the process. There's
Right.
sometimes I see a symbol, I run with it, and the thing doesn't quote unquote work out the way it's supposed to. But
Mhm.
something on the back end happens to where it actually
Makes
maneuvers
sense.
me into a whole nother level of
Of
freedom.
understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
powerful.
so
That's
I just
powerful.
follow that and essentially, you know what I mean? Um, this is it's a guiding light. One thing I will say is fasting is very important to clean out, you know what I mean, during these particular times.
Yes.
Since we're in the winter season, it's hibernation. So we got to get into our darkness, closing our eyes, getting
Yes.
into our bag. Um, I guess it's just a thing that I'm
Also meditates. He is a disciplined
well,
person. I will tell you that part too.
But this is my thing, Ms. Blue.
He is not. Hold on.
I believe
He meditates
thinking
daily.
everybody.
He's
Oh,
mindful.
really?
He
Okay.
meditates every
Well,
day.
everybody meditates.
Everybody does
I'll
not
be
meditate
thinking
every
I
day.
everybody should
meditate daily too. I do, but
right. That's
I
what I
will
mean. Like,
honestly say this,
mhm.
full transparency. It took me a minute to get to the daily.
Yeah.
It did.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why, because naturally I was born intuitive. We all are. But
Mhm.
naturally, that was a constant struggle for me. It
Mhm.
was something I was trying to push constantly away.
Mm.
And I worked very hard to get my mind in alignment to push it away. And then I came to the point where it just became a part of who I was.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so for me, doing this work over 2 decades, I'm constantly in a meditative state.
Mhm.
Mm.
And so I use that as, well, I'm always meditating. You understand? I'm
Me and
constantly
you the
I'm
same,
in the
okay?
flow. I'm in the flow. I'm in the kitchen, I'm cooking, I'm in the flow. I'm doing the
Mhm.
reading, I'm doing the show, I'm in the flow. That I can let me go ahead, check. I meditated.
Yeah.
What I did find out is there is a difference.
Yes.
You understand? It is a difference and it's for a different reason. For me, the different reasons that I could see is more physical than it was intuitive for me. When I don't meditate, I feel it physically. It
Mm.
doesn't impact me intuitively. I don't know. Maybe I just been doing this work so long, it doesn't impact me. Like you can stop me. I could be, coming out of HEB with a whole bunch of groceries. I can be on the phone. They say, "Hey, Ms.Blue, I got so and so on the phone. Him and his manager, he need a reading right now. Give him a word." And boom, I got
Mhm.
you. I don't
Right.
need to do anything. However, what I noticed over time is physically, the meditation was more physical than it was mental. You
Mhm.
understand? Because when the body feels safe,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
you can do some superpower things.
Yes, that's beautiful,
You
Miss
you
Blue.
understand? Without creating damage. And I've seen a lot of spiritual teachers before me, during, with me, younger than me, older than me, and they have run themselves ragged.
Mm, mm,
Not mentally,
mm,
maybe not even intuitively, but physically.
Yeah.
Edgar Casey was even told a prediction that he channeled himself, the great prophet Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet, as they called him, that if he kept doing readings at the rate he was doing, that
mm,
he would kill himself.
Mm.
mm,
And then he seen it when he was when he was in a dream state, because he would go to sleep and wake up with the answers. His wife would record it. He woke up and he seen it.
Mm.
It
mm,
wasn't because of his mind, it was because of his body. We are electrical beings.
Yeah.
And when you are tapping into higher states of consciousness, that is energy, that is vibration, that is frequency, and the body has a certain resonance. And when you're pulling these blasts through, I don't care if they're happy blasts, I don't care if they're loving blasts, it can impact your body. And
Right.
what meditating for me did was making a clear channel for that energy to flow through my organs, through my cells, through my blood, through my subatomical particles
Mm.
without creating the damage. So people always say, "Well, how can you could do an 8-hour show, a 6-hour show. How you do this? You could do it 24 hours and not get tired." It
mm,
took that work. But if I wasn't doing that work, I could feel it. I never forget one day, I I was doing like maybe 15, 20 readings a day.
Mm.
Woo.
That what? Wow.
Yes, a day. A
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
A day. Plus working, plus everything else.
Um,
Plus, plus, plus,
gotcha.
plus, plus. And I remember I was sitting in the chair and I went to get up and I couldn't get up. Like
Mm,
my legs would not, I couldn't get up. I literally had to slide down on the floor and I crawled to the bed.
Wow.
mm,
And I was like, "What's going on? I'm not tired. What happened?" The body, the body. And so we
So,
have these vehicles. And so I love that you brought up meditation because it
right.
does so much for us. And
yes.
sometimes we get lost in, this is just going to make me my superpowers. Yes, it's going to help you with that, but you can't leave the
We need
body, because wherever you go,
Mhm,
if you're here, because your work is here, it's not out there, it's not on Mars, not on Venus, not on Neptune, it's here.
right.
You have to have a body to anchor it in.
yeah.
And sometimes we don't know, and especially those of us who are teachers, we are so sensitive to this
Mhm.
energy. And so some of the things we tend to do is we need a little bit of on us, little thickness,
Mm,
because we dealing with all of this
mm,
psychic impressions. We're not just looking, if you're looking in the physical, I mean,
mhm,
Mm.
you could walk around and wear a size 0 and be good,
right.
because you're not conscious of anything that's not there. But when you start getting into the finite, that's energy coming towards you that you're processing, that you're taking
Yes.
in, you're
Right.
getting intel and understanding for. So
Mhm.
that kind of helps to buffer you a little bit from what you're being impacted by until you can train yourself to move that energy through your body
Yeah.
without holding it, you
Yes.
know, because our
Mhm.
first impression is to go,
Yeah.
we detract and we're pulling in our auric field, our auras. We're pulling everything in. And so this is why most of us sometimes we like this,
Yeah. Sitting.
and don't know why.
Listen, Miss Blue, you are so right.
Yeah, that's
And it's
good.
so important that we pay attention to our bodies because our bodies are communicating to us,
Mhm.
Yes.
right? I want to say about a week ago, I was getting headaches and I'm like, wait, what is going on? And I had to ask myself, okay, have I been meditating? Have I been relaxing? What have I been doing that is making me store this tension and this energy in my body? So I think that is so true and it's so good. It's something that we definitely need to pay attention to our bodies.
Mhm.
Oh, 100%
Yeah,
communicate
and
with us.
a lot of times what's happening is, especially all the females,
Put it on.
all women are psychics.
That's a cult favorite. I give that out all the time. All women are psychics. I
All
would
the
say
women are
now,
psychics.
if we upgrade that, everybody is psychic. And
Yeah,
it's a great
Mhm.
book by Diane Stein. Is that the one by Diane
yeah,
Stein? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
like with us men being so masculine in nature and being so, you know, uh,
Mhm.
uh, going out, earthbound, earth dwellers, basically, we got to slow it down in our mind to tap into spirit to have that intuitive process. But I like what you said, Ms. Blue, because essentially that body does keep the score. And you know what I
Yeah.
mean, this is the only vehicle we got. And if without our body, we can't be able to
You can't
communicate
do
or
it.
even do, yeah,
You
we not
can't
gonna
do your
feel like
work.
getting up.
You
Yeah.
can't do your work. You can't do your work. So,
Get them 10,000 steps in, family. 10,000. I tell you,
woo,
10,000
woo,
steps.
woo, get them
It's
steps.
about, I timed it. It's about an hour and a half. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? An hour and a half of walking. We sit a lot. We sit, this is all we do, Miss
Yeah.
Little, sit and talk on this thing. I was thinking about getting a walking machine and starting to walk
I
and do my
do. I have a
consultation.
walking treadmill and a standing
Oh,
desk.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
wise. Yeah.
So
See?
when I'm doing readings, and they're like, Miss Blue, what you do? I'm walking.
yeah.
And our kundalini can be raised
Yeah.
faster and more. That microcosmic orbit will be raised if
Mhm.
our body is in tune. So
Mhm.
we just started drinking back our green juices and
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
these
Gotta
steps
have
in
that.
and
It's
all of that.
important. Yeah. We
Mhm.
have to take care of all of our bodies, you
Right.
know? I mean,
Especially,
we do. We got to
yeah.
take care of all of them.
I was going to say it's also so important because with this reset, the
Yeah.
body is a part of it. Your
It is.
nervous system is feeling the reset, right? When I
Oh,
had to go revisit my past, driving through my old neighborhood, my cells got activated. I could
yeah.
feel the
Memory.
memories of my past emerging, right?
Mm,
And so that's why we have to be connected to our body so that we know, okay, what is this that is actually coming up inside of me and what is it trying to teach me,
that's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
right?
So
And how do
powerful.
we create a safe space for it? I mean, there we
Mm.
go again, safe space. That's what the
Yes.
meditation does.
Mhm.
The meditation is us creating a safe space for us to process.
Yes, yes, and you have to
Right.
do that. It's so good to have that reflection and to be able to do it because, yes, the body holds on the longest. The mind could have let go of a million things, but the body, it takes a little bit more work, and we have to take care of all of our bodies, you know?
Right.
All
If
bodies, all
we want
bodies.
to be here, and sometimes we have it because the body is trying to protect itself. It's going to protect you at anything it needs to do to protect you. It's going to do it. Protect you energetically, protect you physically, protect you emotionally, protect you mentally. The body is going to protect you, you know? And as we just came out of I don't even know how many eons we've been in Pisces season. We're moving from the water to the air. And the example I always give people is if you've ever played in the pool for a long time and then you get ready to go out and you got to pull because it's like it's pulling you back. And so, so much of what's happening right now, Dream, I heard you mention about the heart. And that was in my prediction show. I talked about that this is about the blood and about heart. Heart health and the blood right now, because we are coming out of the deep depths of the waters of Pisces, and we are moving into the air element of Aquarius. And even though we're talking from an astrological point, if you can understand the elements, you're going from being 10,000 feet down in the ocean to going to 10,000 feet up in the air. And that's a lot of strain on your body. So getting plenty water, eating healthy foods, like you said, detoxing, the body, seeing what you can make space for within the body, meditating, seeing where you can invite things in and release things as they come in that is not serving you, working with that, working with all of your body to just kind of help to level yourself out as we go through this ascension portal. Because in a sense, this is why we call this 2025, 2026, the Great Awakening, you know? And so no matter where you are on this journey, you are waking up to a new conscious level. Just everyone in chat, we have more than 300 people watching live now. Let me know, since January the 1st, have you discovered something in your world, in your life, within yourself that shocked you? Since January the 1st, guarantee you everybody here has something that they came to some sort of realization of within their world, within their life. You understand? We're still up under the umbrella of the frequency of 2025, And so this is the ending year and the Great Awakening year. But the only way you go from an ending to a beginning is you have to have a realization. That realization, God is self-realization. And if you don't come into self-realization, you will not have this great awakening. That's what it means to be in the old world. You'll just stay in the old world. We'll still love you. You can still hang out with us, but you're going to be in the old world. That's just facts. You're going to be living in the old world, and it's going to get heavy. It's going to get dark. It's going to get real dark because a lot of the light workers, the stars, are moving into a higher frequency. But I don't want you guys to think it's just about a year. I know you two know. We've had access to the new world. There's been teachers way before us, thousands of years ago, that always knew how to get to this new world. And they were living in the new world, prophesizing and sending messages back to us. Many of us here, these messages that really are causing these sparks of light within us is messages we have left for ourselves in a past time to come into this remembrance. And many of you, you've put a mark on your blueprint and said, if I'm not where I need to be consciously, soul-wise, whatever it takes, put it in my tracks, stop me so I can get on that path. And so if you've had some traumatic things occur in your life, it is a redirection to put you in your highest and your greatest timeline. You understand? You are really moving yourself on the path in the dimension, because there's multiple paths. There's many of me that's doing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And you get a chance to go on any timeline with yourself that you need. I just taught this in a class, how to get on that timeline. Most people get there and they feel uncomfortable. They feel very uncomfortable. You're going to feel uncomfortable because it is an aspect of you haven't been living. You haven't been living it. You've made the promises to yourself. You've taken the class. You've read the books. You've talked the talk, but you haven't been consistent with it. So it feels odd. It feels like it's not right. It feels, I don't know. You're going to have these feelings because you're not used to doing it. It's going to challenge you. It's going to push you. It's going to stretch you. It's going to do these things for you,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
that's
yours for
good.
the taking. And right now, we got the support. It's like green light means go. It's like driving. It's like driving by the Galleria. When them lights hit green, if you doing the right speed limit, you're gonna catch them all. But if you sitting there
Um,
acting like you got to look at everything around you, you're gonna
mhm.
miss it. And every time you go, you're gonna be stopping. Go, you're gonna be stopping. No, no, no. Green light means go.
I have a
Mm,
question for you, Miss Blue.
yeah.
I have a question for you based off of what we've been talking about
Mhm.
and my own personal experience, right?
Yeah.
Before we got on here, we were talking about voice.
Yes.
How important is voice
Oh my
in
God.
this time of
Ooh,
reset?
ooh.
How important is voice in this ascension journey?
Yeah.
Voice.
Mhm.
Voice.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm a voice girl as the oracle. I'm a voice girl. I'm always and
Ms.
you
Blue.
know,
Ms.
yes, and
Blue, throat
those of us,
chakra.
yep.
Every time I think of blue, I think of throat
Yeah.
chakra. I know
And you
Ms.
know
Blue
what's
got
so
the
crazy?
question.
People was calling me blue, and I didn't even know what a
The throat
chakra
chakra
was.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, wow, wow, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
see how things line up. Voice is so important. It's it's so important. Here's something that would happen to me all the time, and I just went through another phase of it when my voice is recalibrating. Like I can go back and I can listen to myself, at different times, and I hear that different when my voice is going through an upgrade, when it's going through a recalibration. Voice is so critical because truth be told, it's a part of what I like to call a seat of the soul. Many people put the seat of the soul in many places in the body, but the voice is one of those seat of the souls. In fact, your voice is connected directly to your soul because that is the throat chakra. It's the portal of all communication, not just the frequency that comes out, but the frequency that goes within the physical body. So, because when you're speaking, and I'm gonna give you an example. You notice how when you're chewing chips, you can hear the sound inside your
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your head. You could
yeah.
be chewing and it's so loud in your head. Maybe the person next to you, they hear a little crunch, crunch, but it's
Mhm.
very loud on the inside. So your cells are always listening. You
Mhm.
understand? Because you are the creator to your subatomical particles, to the cells in your
Mhm.
body.
Yeah.
And whether you think it, feel it, imagine it, that is a part of the voice. All of this is connected to the voice. The voice
Right.
is how you tune your physical body. I've given that exercise out for years. Saying your name is your tuning fork for your body, but so is every word you speak,
Mhm.
every thought you think, everything when you are communicating. This is the time that voices need to be heard. And so many people are having their voice come online.
Yeah.
Their voices are coming online, and you're seeing that. Now it looks a little messy, a little ugly, a little, but it's because people are finally learning how to use their voice to speak power. In the
Mhm.
Bible, they tell you, the power of life and death is within the tongue. They're
Mhm.
telling you that. They didn't just mean the tongue. They are talking about the whole portal of this communication portal. You can speak life, you can speak death. And so the
Right.
question is, are you speaking life over the people around you? Are you speaking life over yourself? Because if you're not speaking life, then there's only one other thing you can be speaking, death.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Ms.
So when
Blue.
people say, well, I don't want to be seen, I don't want to be heard,
Mhm.
those days are over. You are being seen, you are being heard, whether you put an audible sound out or not. Your
Mhm.
frequency is a part of your voice. This
Yes.
is how your voice is expanded through that consciousness. You
Mhm.
understand? So the voice is so important. It's so important that we teach our children to speak.
Mhm.
to be heard, to be seen, to be recognized, that they know how to use their voice. You know, you think about when children turn 2 and they learn the power of the word no.
Oh man.
That ain't no joke. That
Right?
ain't no joke. When a 2-year-old tell you no, you gonna feel that in your body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
No.
that's good, Miss Blue. I think the voice is very, very powerful. Like closed mouth don't get fed. So
Yes.
what we're doing when we're speaking things into existence.
Mhm.
So we got to be able to understand that you have to make that phone call, right?
Yes.
You have to make that communication happen with others in order to make things happen in this world. That's just common
Absolutely.
sense, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want the family this weekend and through the I guess the Sunday and Monday. This thing is gonna really hit.
Yeah.
Call your family members. Call your mama. Call your brother. Call these people. Call them. Call them today
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
tomorrow if they're asleep. And just say, hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? Right?
Powerful.
Maybe you don't have that much. Maybe you don't have a lot to give, but just your parents, your peoples,
The
your
voice.
friends, just hearing your
The
voice.
voice.
See, a lot of
Yeah.
times what happens is people are just like, oh, I ain't calling him. That owe me money.
Right. Yeah.
So now it's like you trying to fight, and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and they might be in a distraught state where they need to hear your voice. Just that little smile, just some little few words can change their whole mood to where they can start working out. They can start,
Yeah.
focusing on themselves more. They can feel loved in a particular way, and that's the real love. That gift that you're giving to people. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? That vibration that you're giving to people. Hey, I just called to check on you.
That's right.
Yes.
And that's
That's
right.
it.
That's so well
Mhm.
said, Dream, and so powerful. You know, it made me think about this to go along with voice too, as well. Your voice is an activation.
Mhm.
It's an activation. You know, I that's primarily what I do is I use my voice as an activation and as
Right.
a healing tool. My voice is a healing tool. The frequency, the harmonics that's in my voice, they have healed people. You
Yeah.
understand? And we all
100%.
can use our voice that way. So I love that. Let's make it a point that we will reach out and call the people we love and check
Yeah.
on them, you know?
Mhm.
It's so necessary to do because one of the things that I love doing so much is connecting with the ancestors. But I must say, most of the time when I'm connecting with them, it's to help bring closure because someone hasn't used their voice when they were alive and they missed
Ooh.
that moment, you know? I was thinking about that when Dream was speaking. So many people come and say, I want to know, is my father okay? Because we weren't speaking before he passed. I want to know if my grandmother's okay because I was supposed to call her and go see her and I didn't do it. You
Mhm.
understand? So much of that, of what you're speaking about, the voice is so powerful for that. Like you said, it can be healing, it could change their life. You understand? And
It's literally
that's so
vibration. That's what it is
yeah.
vibration. So
Mhm.
essentially, we got to put in the perspective of, okay, how do I attune my voice? How do I get my voice stronger? One thing the family can do is scream. Some of y'all are so mad and angry at the world. You must scream, family. Sometimes you got to go to a room and scream it out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I tell
Sometimes
people,
that's
get a pillow, drive in
right.
the car, roll the
Yeah.
windows up, turn the music up, and
Mhm.
scream. Get it out.
Yeah.
Get it out the body.
Singing is important. Sing. You
Singing.
Yes.
gotta sing. You should see me in the car. I'd be looking like I'm a straight R&B singer
You
for
be
real. Like
singing,
I'd be
I be
going
in it, me
in.
and Baby
But
Blue, we was just in the car
yeah, I'd be getting
going to
to it.
Sephora. We was
Um,
Getting it.
it's important. That voice is important. It's the gateway to your higher self.
yeah,
It's the opening up of creating things. So, a
yeah,
lot of times we're speaking negative about ourselves. We're speaking down
yeah,
about ourselves. So be careful with your words. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Start speaking positive, more positive outlook, more positive thoughts. Catch yourself if you
absolutely.
say something negative about you. Catch yourself and say, You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I'm winning, I'm successful, I'm doing this thing great,
Yeah.
I'm growing, I'm in a new transformational state.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's so powerful what you said about the voice because it's also scientific evidence to back that up as well too, that there is a chemical process that changes within the
Mhm.
body when you're speaking more optimistic, when you're
Absolutely.
having more of a positive outlook
Mhm.
on how you see the world, how you speak about others, how you speak about yourself, how you see your circumstances and your life.
Mhm.
One of the things that people say, don't have no expectations. And I used to be on that train. But then I thought, no, I have expectations. That's how I
Right.
came up with the lucky blueprint. You have
Mhm.
to change the way, what I call it self talk. You have to
Mhm.
upgrade your self talk, how you talk to yourself, because that is the foundation of self love. That
Right.
is the foundation of self-love. It's how do you speak to yourself when you're by
Mhm.
yourself, when the shit hits the fan, when
Mhm.
things don't go right. Now we can all talk nice when everything is good. We Gucci, you Gucci, I'm Gucci. But what about
Mhm.
when it's not? Then that's
Right.
when the player hater comes out and you don't
Mhm.
realize how much damage energetically, physically, that can cause within your psyche, within your world. Because, like you said, words create worlds.
Mhm.
So, the world that you're living in now, your mouth,
Mhm.
as the song goes, your mouth almighty, that created the world you're in right now. That's
Absolutely.
the world you're living in. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a big thing to smile too. There's a book called Laugh Yoga. You heard
Yes,
Laugh
I
Yoga?
heard it. Actually, I
Yeah,
met
it's
them.
really
A brother
good.
is it by a brother and sister who made it? It's a
Yeah, I
brother and
think so.
sister. I met them some years ago,
Oh, that's why.
and, they do the smile yoga. And
Yeah.
again, scientific evidence that shows that if you just hold the smile, you ain't even gotta feel it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Eventually, your
Mhm.
chemistry will change in your
Right.
body, in your mind, your outlook. Yeah,
Mhm.
powerful. I love your
And
hat too, by the way.
it's
That's making me
thank you, Ms.
smile.
Blue. And you know it's so interesting, like this weekend is gonna be very, very important to smile,
Oh.
to love on yourself heavy because you know what I mean, you don't and Ms. Blue and D-Ray just gave out some very powerful advice earlier. So I
Mhm.
want the family to understand, like, if you miss one step and oh, I just remember, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. Don't beat yourself up. Just smile. Just learn how to move into the space of, okay, everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna get through this. I'm winning. This is gonna be a powerful time for me. And you know what I mean? Make the most of it, right? Put the phones down. Don't get caught up in the distraction of dead scrolling, just doom scrolling over and over again, and just sit with yourself. Sitting with yourself is very important during this time because essentially that's what spirit Sister Earth is telling us. Sister Earth is saying, hey, look, I need you to sit down for a minute. I need you to be on ice.
Yeah,
And,
I need you to get on
mhm,
ice. Yeah, that's so
right.
profound. I love the way,
And,
D-Ray
and
said that about ice and ice.
Right. Ice, the Iceman. Drake's dropping an album called Iceman. The
Yes.
Chicago Bears quarterback, he was named Iceman, right? There's so many
Wow.
different things we're seeing with ice. And we just gotta understand that earth and heart is the same thing.
Yes.
So if we're in alignment with Sister Earth, then essentially
Mhm.
we gotta just recognize the patterns and the signs that's happening and just put ourselves in a state of frozen in a frozen moment to just
Yeah,
embrace the moment right now. You know what I mean?
yeah, we
A lot
really
of
do.
times, we don't look around because we're just so mad and frustrated that we're not doing something that we're used to. But the real game is slow down, do something that you know you're supposed to do, and then move into your true power.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's
Mhm.
powerful. So powerful, you know? So,
Mhm.
so powerful. Everyone is enjoying the conversation.
I
You
tell you,
guys,
I tell you.
this has been
Mhm.
really, really beautiful. You know, I want to talk about something because depending on where you guys are in the world listening to us, whether you're listening live or you're listening to the download, I want to share with you over the next couple of days. Yes, we know the weather is going to be one of those things, but there could also be some other events that take place in the world. And so the
Mhm.
words that the brother Dream just spoke to you are the things to really hold to heart. Like these things may seem like things that you may be saying, I know how to do that. Oh, I'm going to do that. But no, 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 no. We're telling you these things because when things happen, you will not automatically remember. And it's important that you remember this because, especially when it comes to tomorrow, there could be some world events. There could be some very shocking things that come out in the next couple of days um, that can change things in our world, in our lives, right? And in the lives of others. And we want to make sure that we're grounded and centered enough, especially since you guys, if you're listening to us, then we know that you also are holding space for your community, for your tribes, for people who come to you maybe as a source of guidance or insight or information, that you can be steady enough within yourself that you can help to be a support system for those who may be going through a time when these things occur. So I'm not going to get into it because I recognize energy goes where thought flows. So I'm not going to put out this prediction. But this is the time for the light workers, the stars, the star seeds, whatever you called yourself, the spiritual ones, the ones who carry higher vibration and intel, for us to not carry the word weight of the world because your consciousness enough, you are responsible for more than 3,000 people around you in their consciousness. Just think of
Mhm.
yourself as being that light. You're the light for them. You understand? Whether they know you or don't know you, you are holding that light for more than 3,000 people, if not more, that is around you in your proximity. And so, with that light, that you have some solid tools, techniques, some information and things that you can ground yourself enough so that you can continue to be the light. Yeah, yeah. And as they say, check on your strong friends too.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
check on them friends.
Check on them friends. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Some things that we keep in our house that really support singing bowls whenever
Yes,
chaos is
definitely.
happening.
Yes, yes,
Like Miss Blue with the bell, you can walk around
yes.
your house. Definitely do that.
Crystals is gonna be key to keep the
Crystals.
crystals. Um, the other thing I would tell you is if you have some
Mm,
cinnamon, some lemons, some oranges, put it in a pot on the stove, turn it down low, simmer. It's going to help to purify the air, clear the air. If you want to go old school, Palo Santos, you can do
yeah.
that as well. Remember, if you're doing anything, candles, or if you have the what do you call them things, the space heaters,
Hmm.
and propane heaters, you have to have a source of ventilation going on so you can get the air moving. Think of the air like kundalini in the house.
Mm,
You want to have a way for that air to take the air and energy out to come back in. Those are
yeah.
some of the things to begin to start working with too. To do salt lamps, yes, incense, all of that, you know. And here's a good thing: if you know the storm is coming ahead of time, it would be a great time to take a nice bath, a shower, you know, really get yourself, you know, prepare yourself. And if you're sleeping, it's going to happen at nighttime, you know, lay you out some sweats, you know, little hoodie, little jacket in case you got to jump up in the middle of the night, put some
Right?
clothes on and get yourself ready, have yourself and your kids ready, you know, that I don't personally feel. that it will be that way for most of us. However, the aftermath, and this is
Mm,
what I want y'all to understand. Dream was just speaking, and D-Ray, you was just speaking, and we were all talking about this ice. Ice
mhm,
can cause a lot of damage. I'm going to tell you from my point of view, being in Texas, and you all can speak about this too. During the ice storm last time, our power went off, and my power was out for almost 5 days. 3 of those days, we were immovable in my
mhm,
area because the sheet of ice was so thick, you could not get out the driveway, period. The
mhm.
streets, everything. Everything was shut down for 3 days. Things hit a little different when you don't have Wi-Fi, and you're going to feel that calmness in your body. I actually enjoyed it because we have
Yes.
so much information that's floating through the air. It would blow your mind
Yep.
to
Yep.
understand when all of that has shut down. That is a part of the noise, the humming in the background, that
Mhm,
we are being exposed to, and all of these frequencies, gamma rays, not to mention we have solar flares that are happening that we haven't seen happen in eons.
mm,
When the solar flares come, these are downloads. But I
mm,
want you to understand, just because it's a download doesn't mean it's downloading all for you. But
mm,
many of us are sensitive to energy, sometimes too sensitive. And so you may feel a overwhelmingness within your body and not know why. It's
mm.
because of these solar flares that are happening. Some of us are getting these creative bursts, and we're getting insight, and I'm getting all of this creativity that's coming in. But that's not always, because the other day on the 19th, I was almost flatline. I needed a nap because the
Mm,
energy and the atmosphere was just, it was just too busy for me.
mhm,
Just too busy
mhm,
with the
mhm, mhm,
frequencies.
mhm,
So trust your
mhm.
body, trust what you're feeling, you know, but make sure that you are prepared physically for this as well too.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I think this is going to be a good test. There are going to be some things that happen. Let's raise the frequency, keep our frequency high, right? That's all we need to do. Your
Right.
greatest protection is going to be your awareness and staying present. That's your protection.
Mm,
It's not anything else that you really need to do. I am not a fan of protection, because what you're doing is you're asking the universe that doesn't judge, God, source, whatever you want to call it, to send you more circumstances to
to protect
protect
yourself
yourself,
from.
because you keep calling for protection. So you calling stuff to come to you because you feel like you need to be protected. The universe said, "Hey, that's what you want? I got you. I'm going to show you whether or not you're protected. I'm going to keep sending you circumstances, situations that challenge whether you're protected." So you don't need to protect yourself in all of those situations. Save that for those special moments when you need to really call all the forces to come down and gather around you. But
Yeah.
again, it requires the nervous system. Maybe D-Ray and Dream can give us, before we leave, you guys, some meditative tips, because this is a great time, because you are going to be in silence. Maybe
Mhm.
not have access to your phone or to the internet or television or Hulu or whatever you watch, where you can sit in silence and you can start a practice that can be with you much longer than this storm or anything that's about to come. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, as our good brother Yosef always says, be
Yeah, and
prepared,
shout
not
out to
scared.
him too. I don't know him personally, but I have seen his work. Yes.
Oh, we gotta connect y'all.
Yes.
Y'all would be
Yes.
a total vibe together. But he
Yes.
always says this: be prepared, not scared.
Yes.
And everything that we've talked about today is the preparation that supports you in staying in that frequency that is your actual protection, right? That's why, Ms. Blue, you say all about frequency. It's all about frequency. And so when we're prepared, that's how we can feel safe and secure within ourselves and know that we have everything that we need, you know what I mean, to make it through these moments. Um, When all of the stuff shuts down and it gets quiet, enjoy the stillness, because it is something that we rarely get to get with being overwhelmed and bombarded with media, TV, phones, Wi Fi, AI, all the things. This stillness is necessary. And I think it's a major part of this master reset, like we were just talking about. One of the meditations that I like to do to get grounded and as well as tune into my higher self is I will imagine a cord coming from the base of my spine at my tailbone and going deep down into the earth, and I'll visualize it going through. I'm upstairs right now. So if I was up here doing this meditation, I would see it going through my floor here, down through the first floor of my home, through the grass, the dirt, all the way to the center of the earth. And once I'm plugged in there, I would also plug in a cord from my crown up into the cosmos, right? So this is me being grounded to the earth that supports me, but then this is also me being connected to the divine, which gives me my insight, my clarity, and those downloads. And that is a simple and super powerful meditation that can be practiced. Something that we plan on doing here, if the power indeed goes out, is literally playing games and getting back to the simple pleasures of life, right? We about to be playing the matching game with our kids, developing their intuition and helping them to
Yes,
be able to
yes,
guess.
yes.
That's what we about to be doing,
Yes,
developing our
I got my
intuition.
cards, I got my Uno, I got my notebook, my pen, everything, and that's what we do here too. We play Uno, we play cards, get the
Yeah,
neighbors, we play Monopoly, we get
all the
into
things.
all the games and just enjoy this time. Powerful meditation. I know you have a special event that you guys are doing that's coming up, and I want you
Yes,
to speak a little bit about this because I think it's going to be incredible. I think it's beautiful what you
yeah,
have planned here. So I'm going to turn it over to you and just share with everybody here so they can find out
absolutely.
what's going on.
Absolutely. So, funny enough, I had a dream or a vision of Dream and I hosting a love and relationship event. I thought it was just going to be me and him. The very next day, Brother Yosef calls him and says, "Yo, Brother Dream Wise, I feel like we should do something on Valentine's Day for the couples and the single people in the spiritual community, because the relationship space and the marriage and the longevity in the family, we just don't see it. And there's not a lot of accountability when it comes down to how we show up in relationship with each other." And so my vision partnered with Brother Yosef calling Dream the very next day. We immediately said, okay, we have to create an event for us to bring together singles and couples alike to have the real conversation about love and relationships. Stop it. So, our event is called New Love Life. Our event is happening here in Houston, Texas on February 14th. We are doing it at the beautiful Shrine of the Black Madonna here. And it is our goal to have, first of all, sacred conversation about real love and relationships, okay? Because what we're seeing on the tonight's conversations and on the podcast, Bro Talks, is not real, right? Because it's not including the spirituality in the relationships, right? It's limited. So the conversation. The second thing we're trying to create is the connection. We understand that in this day of AI and social media, people are no longer connecting in person. And so we want to create a space for like minded individuals to come together and connect. And then lastly, the chemistry, okay? We're setting the tone. We're going to have some candles, the vibes for you to see if there's something that you can, some chemistry that can be sparked between you and somebody else. Now, listen, we are not promising you marriage. We are promising you an opportunity to connect and to have a real conversation about what it takes to have a relationship that is spiritually grounded and that lasts.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so that's what we are going to be doing. We're so excited. We just haven't seen it done. And so we
Yeah.
thought, why not us, right? We
Mhm.
have been together 11 years. Brother Joseph and his wife has been together for 20
Wow.
plus years. And
Oh, wait.
so,
Wait, wait, wait. Sorry.
yes, thank
Hey,
you.
hey,
Thank you. Thank you. So that's what we'll be doing, couples and singles, just creating, setting the tone for real love and family because we understand how important that is. We're not meant to do this life alone. And it's not just about romance, but I'm looking forward to meeting some of you ladies,
yeah, I think
right?
that was our biggest thing is the networking aspect, like
Yes,
building with like-minded individuals that have the same the spiritual family, the soul family.
yes,
So
yes,
that's what we want to do. We want to touch the family in a way because every time we throw an event, whether it be the first three events we threw with Yosef and the whole tribe that we had,
Drop the link.
essentially what happened
yes,
was we felt such a powerful vibration amongst the people. We was like, man, we got to do this more and more and more. And it's always a
beautiful.
beautiful thing just to build with each other, network. People grow and know each other and start a real friendships besides us just coming together. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
Miss Blue, we'd love to see you there because oh boy, it'll
yeah.
be such a great time,
Oh,
such a
yeah. I
powerful
told you guys,
experience.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna not officially make it official, but, definitely,
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, hey,
and
you
it's
know.
close, and it's close, and,
Mhm.
I love me some
Fun
Houston.
times, good food, good
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
good
yes.
vibes, and you know
I
we want to bring that back because essentially we don't have time or like people with this phone thing and the AI and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
We
it's
we want people to transform back into being amongst
The
people socially.
connecting,
Yeah.
we need
yes,
it. So
connecting.
we need it. I think too
We do.
many, the AI is going crazy. And we appreciate AI for all that
We
it
do,
does.
but
We do.
it is you we cannot
Yeah.
lose sight of our humanness
Right.
because our humanness is where we hold the spiritual essence of who we are. And this
Exactly.
dimension, that is the only way that we transcend that. You understand? Is through real connections. And you
Mhm.
can make real connections through the internet. We know that. Real connections. I have one with you guys. But there is some things that cannot be replaced. And that is when the frequency is present with one
Yeah.
another. That's unmatched. So I love this. Let everybody know how to get in touch. So many people are already saying, where is it? I would love to come, want to come. I know I have a lot of listeners that live in the Houston, Texas
Yeah.
area, and we'll be past. Don't worry. The ice storm will be over. We'll probably
Oh,
done had two
Oh
or three
yeah,
by
you already
then.
yeah.
exactly.
That was
So I just dropped the link in the comments from Dream Wise's page. Oh, but Miss, you gotta copy it, y'all, because I don't know if Miss Blue, lets links be dropped, right?
Yeah,
But
they do. They should. It should let
okay,
you.
so
Yeah.
we just dropped it. It's in there. Like I
Is it?
said, we'll
I don't
be in
see it.
Houston, Texas. I did drop it.
oh, okay,
I
nice.
don't know, but you can do it again. You can just press paste.
That's beautiful.
But
Okay.
yeah, we'll be here in Houston, Texas. And this is something that we want to continue because we know that it is necessary,
Yes.
right? So it's going to take place
Necessary.
on Valentine's Day, February 14th. I love the time frame that we're doing it. We're doing it from 2 to 6 p.m.
Good
So
enough.
even if you got you a nighttime thing you're trying to do, you still can do that. And even if you have a morning thing you want to do, you still can do that. So you'll come hang out with us afternoon, early evening.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful experience set up with y'all. Miss Blue, you would be our esteemed guest. Okay. You would be our esteemed guest. We would have a nice special seat for you and whatever else
Oh,
you
y'all
need.
look, you
Okay.
you gassing me up. You gassing me up.
Listen, we are gonna roll out the red carpet for you, but for everybody, right?
Yes,
We're
yes.
creating a space
It's
for
going to be
women to
beautiful. Yeah, that is
yeah. So
amazing.
we're
Do
excited.
this. Send me the link because I'm trying to think where February 14th. I see this, but I don't see the link.
Girl,
The
let's
link,
see.
that's what I'm saying. Some of them links don't
Maybe
be.
StreamYard don't let you do it. Like,
Well,
wait.
email me the link and I will
Yeah, let Miss Blue.
yeah, and I'll put it in
Text it
there.
to Miss
I'm trying
Blue.
to see oh, wait.
Yeah, and
Text it to
Put
me
it
real
in the
quick.
private chat here. I'm gonna chat.
Okay. I'm gonna put it
Oh
in the
yeah,
private chat. There we go.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah,
yeah.
like I think right there. Yeah.
It
I'm gonna
took me
put
a minute to find it. I'm
I'm
like,
gonna put
what
that in the
button?
private chat. Okay, let me see. So I'm on my little fancy phone here. Let's hope that it keeps everything nice and right
It's okay.
while I get you the link in the chat. Okay. There we go.
Okay. All right.
Let's see what we all right. We're doing it. All right, here we go. Boom.
Okay.
Paste.
I got it.
I think we did it. All right, Miss Blue,
I
you
think
should
we
see.
did it. Let's
Perfect.
see. Copy. Then go here. Okay, you guys, here is the link.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, right
There
here
you
in
go.
Texas. February 14th. And listen, we really want to bring the singles out, okay? We really want the people who are looking for companionship for exactly. We really want to bring y'all out, right? Because we want to support in laying the foundation of building something.
Yeah,
Something substantial, something that makes a difference. Relationships are so important,
it
right?
really
This
is.
is my mirror in all the ways, okay? We also be in here shadow boxing, but it's for the
Yeah.
best,
Mhm.
right? It's for the healing.
But that's a part of it. That's a part.
That's a part of it.
Part of
Sometimes
it.
you
Yeah.
have to work it out. And when you have a
Gotta work it
healthy
out.
relationship, you can even do that without burning the whole house down. You can have
Exactly.
those tough conversations. You can
Exactly.
disagree on things. You can work things out. You can share your thoughts. You can go back and forth. When you truly are doing the work within yourself and have a healthy relationship,
Yeah.
that's a part of it being
Link
healthy.
is an error message. Hold on.
Is that what
Yeah.
it
So
said?
Wait, it's saying an error. Did I click? Did I
Well, let
give
me
the whole
make
I
thing?
sure
think
I got the
one of the biggest aspects of why we came down here
Oh
is to
no, it says it's not working. That's not you, Miss Blue. That's not something you did. Huh?
so do this.
That's something on our
Put your
end.
Instagram, put your contact so people can
okay.
find your
Check it on your
contact.
phone.
Yeah,
And
this is gonna find it on when they come
That's a
to
good idea.
our thing.
That's
Just put in DRA Wise on YouTube or Dream
baby,
Wise.
you on the
And you'll
thing,
find
baby.
it.
You gotta type in the chat.
Okay, hold on.
So yeah, if y'all find us, I don't know why they just did that. I'm gonna have to go and look at that. But yeah, we've already tickets have already been sold, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all come in. We do have limited seating, but we are making space for y'all. So Dreamwise on YouTube,
Right.
the healing coach for me on YouTube, and there you'll be
Brother
able to
Yo.
find
You can put
Brother
in
Yosef on YouTube. But we're gonna make sure that we get the correct link to you, Miss Blue, and we could at least
okay, yes,
comment
and
and
I'll put it in
put it
the
in the comments or
show
something
notes.
like
Yeah.
that and pin it
Mhm.
like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do it just like that.
So
yeah, I
there
think
you
that
guys goes. Make sure that you search for the healing coach on YouTube or Dreamwise on YouTube. I'm also going to get the link afterwards so that you can find it and you can find out all the details. If you guys are in the, Houston area, Katy, all that just, just go on all up in there, Beaumont and all of that, or even in Texas, because we just out here, and you can make it. This would be something great for you to make. And so I'm so glad that you two came on. And just to kind of give you all a little bit of backstory, I had a download today while literally I was just cleaning up around the house and I had a download to contact D-Ray and to
mhm.
do a show tonight. And I kind of went, and then I just kind of kept going and then it came again. I said, I said, you know what? I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna
Yeah.
call her. We're gonna do a show. We're gonna talk about
Right.
what's going on in Texas, what's happening here in Texas. I followed that intuitive hunch. I even recorded it, and I told D-Ray, I said, "I'm recording this
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I was just telling my daughter about a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna do more of my behind the scenes of how I work
11-11.
and how I do. And this was one of the very first that I recorded that was outside of me, just me. And so we're at 11:11. How perfect is that?
That's great.
I
That's
know you
great.
all have to get to the beautiful babies over there, and we are 2 hours in. I cannot thank you both enough. Dream Wise, thank you so much and love you so
Yes,
much for
that's
the work
it.
that you're doing. How powerful. And D
Yeah.
Ray, love you as well and the powerful work that you're doing. You know how I feel. I remember when I came on your show and I told you guys the work that you two are doing is so needed. It is so powerful. And just to
Mhm.
see you continuously grow, evolve, and expand and just doing all the work that you're doing is just incredible. I'm so grateful and thankful to be a part of your journey and to assist you any way I can. So,
And we want to thank you too, Miss Blue. You know, we listen to you every night.
We be
And
listening.
every night we're listening, and you know this is. And during that time, the baby falls asleep, and then while we're listening
oh,
to you, we get our freak on.
oh.
So
I love it.
I be
I
like, oh,
love
Miss
it.
Blue, on,
I love it.
baby.
I
So
love
she
it.
stay
I
up, she
love
be
it.
hyped up, right? You be helping me out. You be
I be
looking out,
helping
Miss
you out,
Blue.
get her hyped up.
Nah, you be looking out, you be talking all that, and I'll be like, oh yeah, Miss Blue dropping. Oh yeah, Miss Blue dropping. Yeah, yeah. Then we start feeling on each other and touching on each other. And then all of a sudden, I'm in there.
What you say you
What?
in there?
So Miss Blue, thank you every night. I'll be like, dang, Miss Blue going at 6 today. What? I be like, oh
Oh yeah,
man.
because I did go on early.
Yeah, I be like, nah, you messing me up. I'm trying to
Oh,
get
I
in
love it. I love
there.
it so much. Listen, I
and,
love
and,
it so
It
and,
much.
is
I
so
love it.
serious.
and it's not.
I love
I
it.
ain't. I ain't playing shit. We need that nighttime is blue too. That night.
We do love the nighttime is blue. It
I
be so
do.
good.
But
What?
I was just telling somebody that because my daughter was like, "Why don't you start going on early?" I said, "I don't know. It's something about going on at night." And I guess because I was talking to my mother about it, she said, "Well, you was born at night, so
Mhm.
maybe." I in the nighttime, I just, I
Channel man.
it's the extra level.
It be so good, Miss Blue.
It's the
I don't
extra
be
level.
knowing. I don't know how you do it, but it's just.
I don't know how you do it either.
It's
Shit.
the extra
They're like, okay, thank you. I said, hey, however you doing
level.
it, it's
Oh,
in
some
there.
of the people are talking about taking a trip to Texas. They say, "Yeah, we gonna come for this."
I
Yes, we are so excited to
I
see y'all.
love it.
Listen, we
I
got
love it.
the vibes set.
Wow, that it's gonna be
Yes,
so
Yes,
beautiful. But I thank you
yes,
both.
yes.
I love you both, and love to the babies
love you
over
too, Miss
there, and
Blue.
just your beautiful
I
family. And
say,
thank you all for coming on. This was listen. 2026 is going down. Beautiful year. Beautiful.
2026. Let's go.
uh-huh.
Yes, we received all of that. Thank
Beautiful.
you so much for
Mm,
having us. It was such a good time, such a
yeah.
blessing, such
Thank
goodness.
you both. I love you both. We'll catch up later in the week. I'm going to also, will send me the details. Maybe we'll talk tomorrow. I know it's kind of late, but we'll talk tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll touch base and I'll get even more of those details about Houston. And, we'll see what we can work out. We'll see what's good. We'll see what's good.
I got you 100%. I'll definitely send you that. Peace and good night, everybody. Thank y'all. Have
Oh,
a good
peace
one.
and
All right.
love. Yes,
Peace.
peace and love, you guys. Oh, what a beautiful, amazing share. You guys make sure you go and follow both of them on social media. And again, don't forget, they got a Valentine's Day event coming up. Sure to be something you don't want to miss. So thank you all for tuning in, for bringing your beautiful presence. Let's keep ourselves safe as we just sort of ride through this cosmic waves. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And also, don't forget to come back and hype this video up. Let's see if we can get, I don't know, let's see if we can get 1,000 likes on this video. All right. And then don't forget to share where you're tuning in from. And what was some of your highlights from the share here tonight? I am Miss Blue, the Soulful Oracle. I love you all so much. Peace and love, Soul Family. Ciao.
Tapped in, tuned in, turned all the way on. This ain't just a vibe, it's a freak scene bomb. Miss Blue in the building, oracle flow, cracking codes of the cosmos. Now you already know. Yeah. Ride the wave, feel the light. It's frequency love tonight. Ms. Blue gon' take you higher, burning truth with sacred fire. say it with me, I can alter my course at any time. Yeah. Tap in, turn on. Yo, your higher self already logged in. Tapped in.